Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be talking about my makeup project pan. So I have a lot of updates or changes happening in this project here today, so let's get straight into the products. Okay, so the first product I have is my Healthy Foundation from Physicians Formula. Here is the progress lines that I have currently. I was able to use this 16 times since the last update, so it's moving along quite well actually. It's not going as fast as I'm hoping, but I can only wear so much foundation before I look absolutely crazy, so I'm not trying to like cake it on or anything. But I know this color is going to definitely be way too light for me in the summertime, so I'm trying to use it up now. But yeah, I love this foundation. Really sad to hear about Physicians Formula selling in China again. That is super disheartening, kind of the same situation as Wet n Wild. So I will plan to be just using this up and not repurchasing, but I'm gonna enjoy it while I still have it. Definitely going to be a few more months still in this project, but hopefully I can continue the rate that I am using it currently. The next product I have in here is actually a pretty exciting update. It's my Wet n Wild Coverall Pressed Powder. I actually hit pan over the past month. Actually like a couple days ago is when I hit pan. If you can see there, just barely the silver of the pan. But this was a new product when I actually rolled this into the project. So when I started this year, I was able to use this 16 times since the past update over the past month. I only use this, as I've mentioned in the past, to set down my eyeshadow primer. So really I'm not using this like a crazy amount or anything, but this is a super loose powder, so it does go fairly quickly. I do expect this pan to grow quite rapidly, but I don't necessarily want to get it to the point where it's going to break, so I'll probably try to focus around the outside edges and wear this down maybe a little more evenly. I was surprised to hit pan so quickly on this, but like I said, it's a very loose powder, so it does go pretty fast. Next, I have probably the most exciting update. It's my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer that I actually have hit pan on. Yes, this is super exciting. So after my Pan Those Eyeshadows update, I rolled out my transition shade because I had hit pan on it, and ever since I don't currently have a transition shade in that project, I've been using this butter bronzer as my transition shade, and I think that is actually what helped me to hit pan. I am still using it both as a bronzer and a transition shade, so I think that's helping as well. But as for my eyeshadow, I'm trying to focus a little bit on this outside where it's a little less worn, and then my bronzer brush is much bigger, so I can kind of sweep, you know, in this general direction, which I think is going to expand the pan. But I really want to focus on this outside ring because that pretty much looks unused out there, and I want to show it a little more love. It's still pretty thick. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but even though I do have pan, it's not like the product's super thin or anything. So I'm sure I'll be working on this for a long time coming still, but this is so exciting. I'm so happy I hit pan, and this was definitely a big motivator for me in this project. I was feeling pretty discouraged with a lot of my products, but this really helped me over the past month. Don't believe I said, but I did use this 17 times since the past update. Next, I'm going to talk about my Glossier Balm.com liquid blush in the shade Dusk. I used this 7 times over the past month, and I've come to the conclusion that I am actually going to roll this out of the project. I love this blush, don't get me wrong, and it is older in my collection, and I really need to, you know, use it up to get it out, but being a liquid blush, it's just so much extra work in the morning that I really just don't have time for. Compared to a powder brush, I can just dip my brush in, put it on my face. I have to do so much extra like manipulation to get this to work appropriately. I can't just like put my brush in, put it on my cheeks, or I'll look absolutely crazy. So because of that, I am rolling it out. I plan to use this kind of like I use the rest of my cream products, just here and there, like on the weekends and things like that, and kind of rotate through them to show them all equally the amount of love, you know, just so they don't all go unused. But I know a lot of them I can't use during the work week or like before work, just because they are more time consuming and need more manipulation. Versus powders on my skin. So I am rolling this out, and I'm actually going to be rolling a different powder blush in its place. So in its place, I definitely knew I wanted a powder blush, but I didn't want like a huge full size blush. I don't have a ton of blush options. A lot of them are in palettes, and I was like, is it weird to put in a palette you know, where I'm only working on one specific item in it versus like a ton of the shades? But that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll in the middle blush here in this Hourglass palette. This is the one from 2018. So I actually purchased this palette and this blush around like the same exact time, November of 2018. So they are about the same age. Obviously the liquid is going to deteriorate faster than this powder, but the reason I chose to roll this powder in is because these Hourglass products in these pans aren't as big as other blushes. Like, they're not full size by any means. They're really even smaller than like a travel size. So I figured it would be easier than it's just like my easiest option, I guess is what I'm saying. So yes, I'm rolling in this shade right here in the middle, and it's Luminous Glow is the shade of it. I haven't used it very much, as you can probably tell, but I'm hoping that I can get a good amount of use on this, if not use up this blush entirely this year. And then next for my highlight, I was working on my Fenty Mean Money highlight. I do have quite a bit of pan on this. Still, I've had quite a bit of pan on it, I guess. But I'm still working around the edges. It's getting pretty thin around all of the edges. This is probably the thickest portion up here. So I'm kind of stuck in the middle of whether I'm going to repress this or not, because I just don't know yet. It's definitely getting increasingly harder to get my brush into these pans, but I don't necessarily want to, like, I don't know how to repress it in this split pan type of situation, so that's kind of what's stalling me, I guess. I may repress it before the next update. I said that last time though, so I may not. I guess we will just see, but I'm making some pretty good progress on this highlighter, and I don't think it will be around for too much longer. And I don't believe I said, but I used this 14 times over the past month. Now, for the lip product category, this is definitely a category that I struggled the most with over the past month. And I know I said that last month, but this month was definitely a struggle. I have in my Milani lip liner. This is definitely getting increasingly smaller, as you can probably tell more by the pictures than me holding it up right here. I only used this 7 times over the past month, but I feel like I found better ways to wear this. I feel like this is my most successful lip product just because I can sharpen it and see progress, as opposed to lipstick or like my lip gloss. I don't know. But I feel like I found a better way to use this just like once in the morning while I'm getting ready at my vanity, as opposed to trying to put it on like at my work desk or in the bathroom at work or things like that throughout the day. It's easier for me to just like apply it once right out the gate and then just figure out the rest down the road, like what I want to use for lip products. And then I don't have to worry about it, you know, going in my purse or anything like that, and I remember to actually use it in the morning. So hopefully this will move a little bit faster just because like of the consistent use, but I don't think it's gonna last too much longer, maybe a couple months, but we'll see. Next I have in my Bite Chai lipstick. So as you're gonna be able to see from the picture, this did not move whatsoever. It didn't move at all. So I used this 7 times over the past month, and I actually feel like I used it. Like, the top definitely looks way more used than it did before, but the fact that it's like angled, I feel like it's just at the same angle, so it doesn't look any more used in the pictures, even though I know I used it 7 times, obviously. This is actually a product I'm going to be rolling out though. I love, love, love this lipstick. It's definitely my favorite. And obviously with Bite reformulating everything, they don't have this out anymore, and so I can't just like go out and purchase a new one even though this is my oldest lipstick. But just with spring around the corner, I feel like I needed a refresh. This is a very like deep fall color, so I'm going to be putting something a little more springy in just for my own sake, so I don't go crazy neglecting the colors that are appropriate for spring or more appropriate for spring, and resenting my fall lipstick. So as a replacement, I'm putting in my favorite lip product. This is the Tarte Lip Quench Lip Rescue. What is this called? Oh, the Tarte Quench Lip Rescue, and this is in the shade Nude. I have one in Rose as well, but the Nude one's definitely my favorite. So these like definitely don't come with a ton of product to begin with, and they're super they're just like a sheer wash of color on your lips. They're a little bit tingling, like for a plumping sensation. So I don't think this will be hard to go through because it's kind of like a lip gloss and a lipstick in one, and those are my favorite types of lip products. So this is something I think that I'm going to be able to get like super good usage out of. I know this is something that they still sell, so I'm hoping I can just like use it up and repurchase it. That's kind of something I want to get into the habit of doing, just like using up products I really like, and then I can repurchase them if I miss them, instead of just hoarding them and being like I can't use them because they're my favorite. So I thought that was a good excuse to put this into the project to really push myself towards that type of mindset. But yeah, I think this will be a good color for spring and maybe even a little bit of summer depending on how long I have it in here. But being that it doesn't have a lot of product actually in it, I'm hoping it'll go a lot faster than like my Bite Chai lipstick. Speaking of realizing what's good for me and what I don't like anymore, this is my Buxom lip gloss in Bellini. I don't have any new markings on the side of this. I know last month I was like, I'm going to use this twice as much as I did the month before, but I only used it 4 times, which is so bad. That's so bad. But I've kind of just come to the realization that I don't like this color on me. Like, it's just a super pale pink, and I kind of had the same realization with my White Russian when I decluttered it, but I used to love this, but preferences change obviously, and I don't think this is right for me anymore. So I'm actually going to be rolling this out but I'm going to be decluttering it from my collection just because I've come to the realization that it's not for me anymore, and I'm really just forcing myself to use it even though I don't like it. So I would rather just use things that I truly do like in my collection. And I really want to show my lip collection a little bit more love now that I'm kind of switching up things in this project. I feel like before I was like, I can only use this, and I can only use this, and I can't use any other lip products. Since I'm rolling both of these out, I feel like I really want to be better about like using other lip glosses and other lipsticks and just showing equal love to my whole collection. So that's going to kind of be a mini goal outside of this project, but also kind of alluding why I'm rolling out both of these as well. Next I have in my number 7 powder. I didn't actually weigh this time, but I have a feeling this is not going to be in for much longer. I've really been into powdering my face recently. I don't have any powder on today, but typically when I go to work, I can just tell such a big difference when I powder my whole entire face. Just with the longevity of how everything looks, I think it's been looking really good, versus like getting pretty oily throughout the day when not powdering. And I have plenty of powders, and this is the first one I really want to go. So I think we're getting super close on this. So hopefully maybe, if not this next month, maybe the month after it'll be completely done. It's hard to say just with this container, but this is my hope. And then also I had in my ABH Brow Wiz. I rolled this in last time and it was completely brand new. I'm going to put up a picture of where we're at currently just because rolling these up on camera and like waving them around and talking just makes me pretty nervous with them snapping off. If I only had a little bit left, maybe like this, I feel comfortable like rolling it up, but I have quite a bit left. I'm actually surprised how much of this I've used over the past month. Before this, I had in a colored brow gel, and currently my brow gel's clear, and I feel like it's making a big difference of how much brow pencil I'm actually using. So really the purpose of this being in the project is to see how long it really does take me to go through a brow pencil, so I can kind of evaluate, like, is it something I should be stocking up on? Is it something I should look at not even using anymore? Like, should I switch to a more sustainable thing? Does it take me 6 months to go through a brow pencil? So that's kind of the main reason it's in this project. And 1 month down, I'm feeling like it's gonna go faster than I thought it did, but of course things could change. My brows kind of fluctuate. Some months they need more help, some months they need less help, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm impressed but also disappointed at the same time of how much I've actually used of this over the past month. So last month I rolled in this Gimme product of this Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. There's like a couple drops in the bottom that I wasn't able to spray out. It was getting to the point where it was like splotting on my face, you know? But yeah, so this is finished. This is actually my third product finished for my goal of 40 products this year. I'm trying to get to 40 across all of my project pans. I currently had 2, like before this product. This is product number 3, so I'm really excited about that. I do intend to keep this packaging and refill it with maybe like the Pixi Milky Mist. I don't know if that's what it's called, but you know, a dupe of this, whatever it might be. I do like this product, but it's just too expensive for me, especially if I can find a pretty good dupe. So yes, I'm just excited that I did finish this, and also to add one more item finished to towards my goal. So as a replacement spray, I'm going to be rolling in my Pixi Glow Mist. I'm pretty full on this, as you can see, but this is only one of the 2 mists that I currently have, which is great because, I mean, I don't know, that's just, I'm pretty happy about that number. So, I don't think this will take me like a terribly long time to go through, just because, like I said, it's one of the 2 that I currently have. But yeah, I just want to kind of see how long this takes me. I do really like this mist. Pixi is a little bit more spendy than like your average drugstore makeup, but if it's good quality, I'm okay with that. But I would like to try some more like drugstore setting sprays, just because it can be like, a setting spray isn't like that much, you know, it's just like, what is it really doing for you? Like, it's really got to be a knock it out of the park product for me to spend a lot of money on it. So that's kind of why I want to try some more drugstore, but I'm going to roll this in for now, hopefully till the end, just because I don't really have anything else to put in this category, so I really want to finish this in this project. A couple other random things I'm gonna roll into this project. One is my ColourPop eyeliner. You can tell this is pretty new because the words are still on the outside. You'll be able to see in the picture I have quite a bit of product left on this product. It's the black color, as you'll be able to see as well. I use this every day just to kind of tightline my eyes. I feel like this is like an important product in my collection, but also like a not really important product in my collection, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like it's good to have one around, but these are definitely not something you want to just like sit and let go unused, because they will dry up. And I've experienced a lot with the ColourPop ones. Once they get dry, they'll actually crack and like fall out of the tube, which makes them kind of hard to use. So I'm hoping I can just go through this product. I'm really interested to see like how fast or like what my progress is like on this, because I do use it every day, but like only on my tight line. So like that's hardly any surface area, so I'm really interested to see how this one goes. And then I'm rolling in one more thing. This is the last and final thing that we're going to talk about today. This is the Catrice Prime and Find Aqua Fresh Hydro Primer. So basically I bought this a while back last year as a dupe for the Smashbox Primerizer. That is my favorite primer of all time, but it's just way too expensive for me. So I haven't bought it since like, I think I haven't had it for over a year now, but I absolutely love it. Like, if I was able to find it like for a super good price, or somebody gifted it to me, that would be awesome, but just I'm not willing to spend that much money on a primer. So I bought this as kind of a dupe, just because I heard it was a dupe. It is pretty similar. It's not the same, but like I said, it's okay. I'm like about halfway through this. but I was just so focused on using up like my Becca primer, and then I was just kind of floating through all my primers, but I want to use this one up next. The other two I have are kind of more pore filling, and that's just not something I want to use up right now, so I want to use up this one. So that is everything I currently now have in the project. Those are all like the changes I'm making now for this March update. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys are using up below, but that's all I have for today, and thank you so much for joining me in this video here today. I hope you have a great rest of your day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.